If there's one thing we've learned about business and life, it's that people are the X factor. They constantly surprise us, both in amazing ways and not so much. We're Ben and Sia, and welcome to the Gnaw on This Business Bites podcast. This show is all about real life things we all deal with every day, how they relate to business, and how to make some sense out of our daily chaos. Welcome to the show. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Gnaw on This Business Bites. I'm Ben, and this is Sia. So here's a question for you. There's a really important question for you. Are you listening to talk? Or are you listening to understand? Seriously, are you listening to talk? Or are you listening to understand? The majority of us talk and listen at the same time. There's a little voice that's going on inside of our head going, but I got this really interesting thing I want to tell you, but I really want to share this with you, but I don't agree with what you have to say. And you're waiting for that person to have a breath so you can just jump right in. And when you're doing that, hey, listen, we all have done it many times in our life, God knows. When we're doing that, we're not listening to the other person because we've already sat there and started the voice track in our head of what's the next thing we're going to say. So guess what? All of a sudden it starts sounding like the Peanuts teacher, wah, 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 wah. And you're just waiting for that person to, and then I can talk to you about what I want to talk to you about. And that's not listening to understand. One of the greatest people I ever talked to, he was an owner of a restaurant. When I talked to him, he was in his mid 60s. He was actually a yogi. He was actually a yogi from India. And this guy would sit there and stare at you with complete attention while you were during the conversation. And when you finally finished what you had to say, he'd think for a second and then he'd respond. There was no thoughts going in his head other than trying to understand what you were trying to say until you completed your entire thought. He made no assumptions. He had no preamble thought. His attitude was, I want to understand everything that you had to say. I'm going to take it in. I'm going to think about it for a second.